What's up? What's up? What's up, Dolphin family? Welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We are live again. We got a quick 30-minute segment here where once again, we have a special treat where I want to hear from you all. I would love to hear from you, the subscriber, to tell me and answer this question. We're going to try this again, all right? Who needs to be gone, okay? Who must go on the Miami Dolphins roster, okay? Let's talk about it, guys. I see EM already in the building. Let me make sure I drop the link, get his thoughts on this subject. Let me see here. I'm posting it right now, guys. The link to the live stream. Who must go on this roster and why? That's what I want to know right now, guys. The link has been posted, I think. Hold on. There it is. All right, the link is in the comment section. Make sure you hit that link. Come on over and talk to us, man. Tell us who needs to be out of here. You know, based off of this season in the history, who must go? Who must go? I'm gonna throw a little wild card out there. One person that the team may want to consider moving on from. Oh, I hear an echo. I'm letting EM. Maybe there's an echo.
Bro?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you, bro.
Okay.
Well, I'll let you go ahead and start, man. We're gonna start with you. Who do you think should be gone, bro, on this roster?
Man, I need a minute to really sit and ponder it. I'm at work. I'm in the field right now, so I'll let somebody else go. I need a minute to gather my thoughts.
No worries. Shout out to Dariq.
What up, man?
What's up with you, homie? How you doing, man?
Good, man. How about you?
I'm doing great. Glad to have you on the show. Why don't you tell us who do you think needs to go?
Man, Charles Harris.
Why?
Rashad Jones.
Let's start with Charles Harris.
Okay.
Why?
He hasn't shown me anything. I mean, if you want to bring him back as for depth, I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but I feel like we should just go another direction.
Has he had his best year as a pro?
Honestly, I haven't really looked for him. His name hasn't really came up to me in that regard.
Okay. And I'm gonna come back to you. We're gonna keep this moving around because we got a lot of people that's gonna be on.
Right.
Bruce Jones, talk to us, man. Who need to be out of here, man?
I would say Rashad Jones.
And why is that?
Rashad can't stay healthy. He's more injury prone than ever, and he hasn't. That old saying, "What have you done for me lately?" He hasn't really done anything productive for the Dolphins lately, and it's just taking up space for somebody to come in and do the job that needs to be done.
I'm in agreement with that because Rashad, we can also save $9 million on his cap.
Oh yeah, he's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we could save $9 million that can go to Andrew Thomas, the our fifth overall pick. So, you know, I'm all for that, man. What about you, D. Howard? Shout out to you, homie. Who needs to go?
I was gonna go with Rashad Jones, but since he said that, I'm gonna say the whole offensive line because ain't nobody open the hole. Everybody, you can't open no holes for my running backs. Even if we bring a rookie, we bring somebody in free agent there. If they can't open up the holes, what good is gonna do with it? The whole offensive line. They get paid.
You said the whole old line. Like you don't want to keep nobody.
Nobody. They all can look. I'm sick of the bad offensive line. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. It's just, I was like, well, maybe the guy we drafted, what's his name, Dieter, and maybe one other guy. But I mean, if they were to let go of everybody on that old line, I wouldn't be upset.
We maybe can keep one of, but we got enough money. I say hit. I don't even want maybe one rookie offensive line. But I want to use that money and hit free agents and nothing but offensive linemen and defensive linemen.
We got to get a coach that can get them though, because it's like I think a coach is important too. We seem to have a hard time finding someone who could coach these guys too. But
to be honest,
he said the whole line, man. We talk about individual players and why. Talk to us, Esteban. Who you got?
What's up, y'all? I guess so that it would to expand the conversation. I guess I got to go with Harris, y'all. I'm not. You know what I mean? Charles Harris.
Okay.
I thought you said Eric Snow for some strange reason.
No. Charles Harris, man. He got to go.
Josh Rosen.
Oh, Lord. All right. So
man.
Let's play this game. Charles Harris is gone now, okay? Charles Harris is gone. Now who do we get rid of?
We got to go for a free agent. I think we're going to go free agent, and then he's going to be cut like the next day.
You missed the question.
Josh Rosen.
I said
Rosen.
Charles Harris is gone now. So who do we need to get rid of now?
Josh Rosen.
Can I go? Who is this? Are you asking Esteban or who are you asking that to?
Everybody. Who's the next person in line that we need to get rid of?
My choice would be Rashad Jones.
Rashad Jones.
So y'all just dump Rashad.
Yeah. We've been trying to get rid of Rashad.
I love.
It's just like you said, TD, availability.
Hey, I love.
I mean, he may,
bro.
He may have some play in him.
I love him too, but he's injury prone.
Yeah, and he's
I love
expensive.
Rashad Jones too, but y'all right.
Not for that money.
Yeah, and he's expensive.
You know,
and you can even make the case: is he really a fit for this in this scheme, in this defense? Is he really a fit?
True.
Exactly.
You know that's a legitimate argument to be made for that.
So hopefully y'all see what's happening here because I'm gonna keep going. So Charles Harris and Rashad Jones is gone. Now who?
Albert Wilson.
Josh Rosen.
I don't know
Josh
about
Rosen.
that, man.
Center.
All right. When we say who needs to be gone, let's also talk about realistically, because even if you felt Daniel Kilgore. So I heard Albert Wilson and Daniel Kilgore. Who needs to be gone the most? Wilson or Kilgore?
Kilgore. No,
I say Wilson. I say Wilson.
Hey, Wilson. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, I've got on the record of saying, Albert Wilson needed to go, but that was maybe like 3 or 4 weeks ago. But that kid, man, he is getting his wheels back. I think he's 100% healthy. He's got his explosion back. Yeah, Albert Wilson. He's got his explosion.
Okay.
Hang on.
EM just like people with hip problems. I'm just playing.
No. Hear me out.
No, we're listening.
If I'm basing what I said off what I saw the last 4 weeks of the season, bro. He is explosive, and he is flourishing in that Julian Edelman role that they placed him in. I mean, he could be. I think now.
If he can stay healthy.
He fits the scheme.
I mean, that's a legitimate concern. So if you take him out of this offense, and it's clearly an offense that puts a lot of value on the slot receiver, puts a lot of responsibilities on the slot receiver, what's your alternative? You know what I mean? So now from a contract standpoint, I would shake him down. I would definitely shake him down and try to restructure that deal. But I want to keep him moving. I really do. I like what I saw the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Well, actually, can I speak real quick, TD?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
All right. So for Albert Wilson, honestly, I didn't want to get rid of him for like a talent perspective because I feel like he's talented and like what EM said the last couple of weeks, he was starting to come along, get the speed back a little bit. But it honestly, it's just that price tag that I'm like, nah, I don't know if he's worth that money he's getting. So I mean, if we could rework the deal, then cool. But if not, then see what we can get from him.
Yeah, I'm definitely shaking him down.
So I want to briefly elaborate on that situation because right now the question is Kilgore or Wilson goes, right? Because we're gonna keep breaking it down. And eventually both of them may be gone, but let's break it down because EM makes a good point. Them last 4 games, I'm sitting there watching the games, right? And I'm thinking to myself, man, first of all, at that point, he already had to go for me. He had to go. That was it.
I remember you saying that.
That's all we needed to see. I'm not paying $11 million next year for Albert Wilson. So And because I haven't in the little spurts of the games he played and kept getting hurt, I was like, I ain't seeing enough anyway. I don't even know if he can have a good rest of the season and make me feel good enough to keep him at 11 million. But then when you watch him, we going to Devontae. He's making some plays in the last 4 games.
Absolutely.
But he also had a few drops.
Get that stuff about the road and take it in the house.
But he also had a few drops, and it was like, okay, everybody dropped the ball. So for me, it's like, which one is it? Do you go with a guy who's coming off an injury, who looks like he might be back to form, but even back to form, when you got Preston, Devontae, Isaiah Ford coming on, and you got a receiving core already sitting there, do you go ahead and say, okay, we cool with the 11 million? For me, I'm not paying the 11 million, but like Em said, if you restructure the deal just like Devontae Parker, 2 year, 10 million, and he proves it in a year, then you give him his money back in a little more. But if we don't restructure it, he got to go.
And TD, what is he? He's 28. He's still young. He's 28 years old, 27, 28 years old.
20, yeah, he's around that age.
So we can get a legitimate. As long as he stays healthy, we can get a legitimate 2 years of solid production out of him. And you going into the draft, you don't even have to worry about receiver. That's why that's what I think in a previous panel conversation, somebody they were throwing out. Yeah, they were making. I was like, bro, that's a way. Not necessarily a wasted pick, but that's not a glaring need.
We don't even need a receiver. We got too many.
Since I only have 20 minutes left, guys, I want to keep this moving though. So let's hurry up and tell me now. And in the comment section, y'all tell me too. Who goes first? Daniel Kilgore or Albert Wilson? Put it in the comment section, and panelists, let me know right now.
Daniel Kilgore.
Kilgore. I would say Kilgore.
Kilgore has got to go.
All right, I guess Kilgore it is. Let me check with the comment section. Wilson, Kilgore, Wilson, Kilgore, Wilson. Kilgore.
Get trade value for
Kilgore. All right, Kilgore's out of there. All right, but now here's where it keeps getting hard. Kilgore's gone. Charles Harris is gone. Who else did we say was gone?
Rashad
Jones.
Rashad Jones is gone. Now who gotta go?
Dang, TD, you trying to get rid of
I really can't see anybody else I'd want to get rid of.
I want to drain it.
Josh Rosen.
Nah, I don't want to get rid of Josh yet.
Now, from EM's standpoint, listen, I'm gonna be fair here. EM says Josh Rosen. I can't say Josh Rosen until I know how the draft goes. Not only the draft, $2 million a year is going to be real hard to come up off of him. I mean, I don't care if he is going to end up being a certified backup. $2 million a year. Why would we do that? Ian?
Hey, I'm gonna throw. Hey, hang on. I'm gonna throw this out there. Okay, and this is crazy. If the Miami Dolphins select Tua, I think that benefits Josh Rosen as far in terms of being on this roster next year. That buys him another year because obviously
he might get started.
Obviously Tua is not playing. But if they are, if you want to buy into these reports that surfaced recently about them being high on Jordan Love, and I'm high on Jordan Love as well. I've been on record. But if they select a Jordan Love, a player that doesn't that's ready to play from a physical standpoint, that's not injured or hampered by any kind of injuries or anything like that, I think Josh Rosen's day. He's walked that green mile we referenced a couple weeks ago, TD. Yeah. He might as well start walking. He might as well get on that green mile right now and start
walking.
John Coffey. Because his days are numbered.
I think he's got a year with them regardless.
Yeah, because with the salary, I don't see Josh Rosen gone. So realistically, who's the next guy out? On the whole roster.
Damn, TD, you trying to get man?
Actually, I got somebody that may be gone. Is it a maybe or who I think will be gone?
Either way.
I think they're considering. I would consider Xavier Howard, bro.
Man, no, not this year. I know TD was waiting.
So you
on
mean to tell me nobody's gonna mention? Nobody's
That-
gonna mention Jakeem Grant. Nobody's gonna mention Kalen Balazs.
No. Well,
Nah, I want to keep Kalen another year, and I thought they had already put Grant on a better deal.
Nobody's gonna say Jerome Baker.
I want to keep Jerome.
Nah, you can't get rid of him.
well,
If anything, Kalen Balazs would be the best way to go, and then get a running back with that 3rd round pick. I think that's most definitely what you're gonna do.
How do you expect anybody to run with that offensive line?
Hey, TD, they're on my list. Don't get me wrong. I hadn't forgotten about Mr. Baker. I ain't forgot about him. I'm just saying I deem those other players a higher cut probability.
Priority cuts.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Ian, if Tua sitting there, we don't draft them. Would you be mad?
No, I'm not. No, hey, look, listen, for real. All jokes aside, bro. Everybody knows how I feel about that prospect. I love me some Tua Tagovailoa, but I'm not gonna be mad if they go in a different. But I'm high. Jordan Love. Hey, listen here. Jordan loves raw physical traits. I'm talking about his physical ability. That would be an excellent consolation prize if they decide to move off Tua and go in his direction. Because at the end of the day, Jordan Love could be now, his ceiling could be higher than even Trevor Lawrence's ceiling. He could be ultimately, we could be sitting here 5 years from now saying, damn, Jordan Love was the most talented and had the highest ceiling of all of them. I've been consistent about that since day one. But I just think Tua is so pro-ready right now, in my opinion.
So let's keep it. Oh, go ahead.
Ain't Tua injured?
Hold on, let Elder Bruce Jones get in here.
So where's Love projected to go? Jordan Love.
Second, I thought.
I personally think once he gets to the combine and he gets these individual workouts and they get some time in there when teams interview him and get that board work in. I think Jordan Love is going to skyrocket. I think he ain't getting out the
not even. He's doing the Senior Bowl. He's doing after that Senior Bowl.
He's not
going to slide that 13.
He's not a senior. He's a junior. He's not a senior. He's a junior.
But he's still playing in it.
Are we saying
you can't play in the Senior Bowl?
I don't know, man. I heard he was playing in it.
He might be in the Shrine Bowl, not in the Senior Bowl.
That's why they call it the Senior Bowl. That's why they call it the Senior Bowl for a reason.
Yeah.
So yeah. Go ahead, bro.
So are we saying if we have the possibility to draft Tua at number 5 and then turn around and draft Love at the same time and probably if it goes 3rd round? Are we saying draft 2 quarterbacks in that same year?
Love ain't going 3rd round.
No, I'm not saying that at all. No,
I heard Love.
13.
I heard Love's going into the 1st, beginning of the 2nd.
He probably the coach. Reason is right when you say the coach want him, and that's 13.
Okay.
I think he's a legitimate threat to go to 6 to the Chargers. I think if we select Tua at 5, he's gonna go 3rd. He's gonna go before Justin Herbert, and I think the Chargers are not gonna pass up on him. I'm telling you, man, this kid has got Patrick Mahomes type of. I'm telling you, everybody needs some tape up on this prospect. I'm telling you, his ability is breathtaking. It really is. It's Patrick Mahomes-esque. I'm telling you, and I am not
talking about.
Yeah, Jordan Love. I mean, the kid's talent is immense, bro. He is breathtaking. So again, I'm not gonna be mad if well, we know how I feel about Tua, but I mean, I'm gonna feel some type of way regardless if they pass on him. But I'm not gonna be mad if because like I said, Love's physical traits are an excellent consolation prize if they decide to move off Tua, in my estimation.
So I say go back and get Ryan Tannehill.
Of course, but we still ain't answered. We still ain't go further. Who's next to go in Miami? Because come on, y'all. Y'all know they gonna, bro. You know they gonna cut it. You know about 10 people out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
TD, what 10 you think gonna be gone?
Huh?
What 10 you think gonna be gone, TD?
That's why I made the stream, because I'm asking y'all. I have no clue. But hey,
it has to be contractual. It's gonna be Albert Wilson.
You know what? Hey,
let me say this. Let me say this.
You know what? I can say Bobby McCain might be Bobby McCain, bro. Durability issues and
I was just gonna get into that. Let me tell y'all a few players that y'all gotta look at. And I ain't talking about gone as in cut, but we have a few players that have emerged as trade bait. Y'all think players like Van Ginkel, players like Needham, and all those guys, they're young, not making much money, but they're also trade bait to go along with the big deal. I ain't saying head up, I trade you Needham for this guy. No, that would be counterproductive. I'm talking about, hey, I want this guy from your team. I'll give you this round pick and Nick Needham. I'll give you this. Those guys, y'all got to understand, these are the type of things that might go down in Miami. So,
hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear
Somebody hear it. I hear it.
I got something for you. I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you've been asked this, but what you think about Isaiah Simmons?
People,
I feel like he fits.
Yeah, he does. He's a Flores guy because you can put him in three different. You can put him on line. You can put him at linebacker.
Yeah, move over Fitzpatrick and bring in Simmons.
You know what? You know what? With Simmons, in my opinion, the kid is talented. I'm high on him as well, but I just don't know if I just don't know if you really want to. I'm saying picking at 5 now.
Oh no! I mean, like maybe like the second or third first round pick we got, not with the number 5.
No, he ain't going that late. He's going to go in the top 10.
He ain't gonna be there.
He's
not
going
to be there. He ain't gonna be there.
I don't know if y'all saw that game, but he's big. He has some size.
But I look at Simmons. Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's not talented, but I wonder if he is an ideal fit for this defense because in essence, he's the same size as Jerome Baker. And I told y'all that in this 34 scheme, there is a physical profile that they require especially at linebacker, and really at every position. But Simmons, he's a slightly more athletic, in my opinion. He's a slightly more athletic Jerome Baker. So if you put him in the middle, he's not gonna play. You're not gonna line him up on the edge. So you only other alternative to play him in the middle. And again, I haven't seen enough tape of him to see whether or not I need to see how well he's able to take on blocks and able to be and able to win and able to shed blocks well. And so I'm just speaking. I have a limited knowledge base of what his individual skill set is from taking on blocks and playing on the interior. Now, is he athletic enough to play the single high safety? Because he's not going to play. He's not going to take Eric Rowe's spot. He's not going to play the strong side. So is he athletic? I get he's athletic, but is he athletic enough to play primarily the single high role in his defense? Is he? So those are the question marks I have with Isaiah Simmons. Not knocking his talent. Jerome Baker's extremely talented. But again, is he an ideal fit in this scheme? I just don't know that yet. And especially
you done inspired me for tonight, man. I'm gonna go live tonight. And I'm gonna try to panel it out with the normal panelists. What I want to do tonight on a live stream, I want to field positions. I want to build a team and field the positions like we did about a month ago on a morning show. I want to go ahead and say, hey, we're going to have Eric Rowe at the safety. Are we going to move Bobby McCain back down to the nickel? I want to go ahead and evaluate what holes we have and put into consideration who we're not going to keep, who do we think we're not going to keep, and things like that. I want to do that as a part of the show tonight. Another thing I want to talk about is the defensive tackles, because I think we've come to a stalemate on who needs to go. Because at the end of the day, we're 4 deep and nobody can give up on anybody else. That's a good sign and it's a bad sign for me. Because if you're 4 deep and you can't name anybody else that you want to let go, then what the hell we got 14 draft picks for? What we got free agency for? There's a lot of these guys. Y'all got to understand. It's going to be, but regardless, it's going to be about 20 guys that's on this roster now that won't be on the roster next year. 20.
TD, I don't know. I don't necessarily believe that, bro, because we don't have a lot of expensive contracts. You know what I'm saying?
Let me break it down.
Go ahead,
Here's why I say 20 guys won't be on this roster next year. We got 14 draft picks. I can't say we're going past 9. We're going to draft 9 players. Okay?
You think?
I don't think we drafted 14.
We're gonna pull the Patriots and trade out and get picks for next year?
No, I think they probably have about maybe 5 players that will be legitimate draft options that they will select.
but that's different from how many we're actually gonna draft though.
I know. Listen. I think obviously they're not selecting 14 players. That's obvious. I think what they're going to do, they're going to move up. They're going to be aggressive, like Chris Greer said. They're going to move up and down the draft board. And I even think they're going to even entertain packaging some of those picks, not only for next year, but also to trade for current players on other teams' rosters, I think.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So, again, I would package, entertain trading for some, poaching some of that talent off Baltimore's roster. Or New England. Well, I don't think Belichick would trade with us, but teams like that, bro, continue to poach.
So, how many players you think we gonna draft? How many players you think we gonna draft?
I think legitimately probably 6. I think 6.
And let's just go in the middle. Let's go in the middle somewhere there, and say 7, right? If we draft 7, how many you think we gonna pick up in free agency, bro?
Well, again. That's why I like to hold off on my draft comments until after free agency because you get a much better.
It's just hypothetical. I'm just hypothetical.
I mean, man. Well,
sure.
Shoot, damn, TD. I don't know, bro. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I couldn't see us not getting at least 5 to 6 players in free agency. All of them ain't dogs like great players, but about 3 great players and 3 other. Hey, we added this guy on the roster because he's solid, Yeah. So when I take 6 and 7, that's 13. And then if we take your theory on taking some of them picks and poaching players, bro, we might have 20 new players added into the guys that we got now. You got to understand, we're the guys that's on this roster now, like literally 20 of them won't be here.
Well, yeah. Well, since you see, I was coming from the standpoint of just cutting and just bringing in players from the draft. What I'm saying?
Some of these guys are going to be in camp. They're going to be in camp, but some of them ain't going to make this 53.
Yeah.
So we have to realize that all the guys we're in love with now and stuff like that, some of these guys ain't even going to be a part of it. When we go get these draft picks that's guaranteed, when we go get these free agents, and when we trade out and grab a few players, I mean, literally, we might be 15 new players, 15 to 20. And it's going to be a beautiful flip, though.
Hey, TD, Reason said he's back, bro. Can you send the link?
Oh, I see him back here. One moment. Let me get him in. What up, Reason?
Yeah, but
what's up, man?
What's up, homie?
What's going on, boys?
We got to get out of coaching.
You know what, TD? You're like, I actually posed this question to EM. We were texting like a couple days ago when I asked him, you really think we're drafting 14 players? Because I don't see it.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So
when I say 9, I'm stretching it. I think it's going to be about 7 or 8.
So what we have 14. So what do you think? Like, what do you really think we're doing with those 6, 7 extra picks?
We'll say that again.
Like, you really think we're going to trade back? We're going to trade for capital next year, or we're going to trade for roster players with it?
They're going to do
probably
things
use them to move up and down the draft.
They're going to do a lot of things like here come 2 7th round picks for a 6th. Here come a 6th and a 7th for a lower 6th. Here come a, you know what I mean? They're going to do a lot of that stuff.
Would you see us moving back up into the high second to get a running back?
No, I mean, as far as I care, we could stay where we are in the second and get a running back.
No, but I mean for extra, like for another pick in the second is what I mean.
That depends on if we move down with that number 5 overall pick.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be your additional first or second right there. If we move down a spot or two. But guys, I think a lot of people are really just concerned about the number 5 pick overall. What are we going to do right there? But I mean, this team, the real victory in this team is going to come. I always say this: second round picks are your bread and butter. If you win in the second round, it makes all the difference in the world. Your second round picks impact you more than your first round picks. I personally always believe that. That's where you can get talent that should have been a first round, but did you find it? The second round picks are the biggest picks every single year, man. Every year. Who's winning in the second round? And we got 2 second round picks, right?
Yeah, we got 5 picks before 60.
So, I'm gonna be honest. I'm feeling good right now. I don't care. I'm starting to feel like I don't care who we draft. Let's win. Let's win. Let's freaking win, man. That's all, man. And I don't care. Y'all can say I'm backtracking all y'all want. I don't care if that's Tua. I don't care if that's Love. I don't care. We brought Tannehill back. Let's win, man.
I agree.
This is why I don't think we have a chance when people are like, let's wait till next year for Trevor Lawrence. We don't have a chance because you saw what Flores did with not a lot of talent, and now we're going to give him 5 picks in the first 2 rounds. Like, no, you're gonna get some game changers in there, and we're gonna be hovering around 8-8 next year.
I can tell you, I actually can't wait to next year. I'm really excited.
At least. Let
me say this.
We got a tough schedule next year again, eh?
I want to comment on that 8-8. I want to comment on that 8-8. Let me tell y'all something, okay? This is my real stance. The assets we have and the money we have, 8-8 would be a huge accomplishment.
It would be massive. Massive.
But if this front office is who I believe they are and I want them to be, let me put emphasis on what I want them to be, man, give us a wild card, man. Give us a wild card next year. If you give us a wild card next year, we ain't got no doubts.
I think next year we winning our division.
9-7 or 10-6. Give us a wild card because that's what we need. We want to feel secure. I don't care if we lose first round. Give us a wild card team.
It's not a bad assumption. We didn't lay down on the last game against New England. So, I mean, we beat 2 playoff teams right there at the end.
We won 5 games.
But a 3-game increase in today's NFL, that's a massive win. That's huge.
If you look at some of the games we lost at the last minute,
I agree.
It's huge, but come on, man, we could have easily been 7-9.
Yeah,
and
8-8.
without this money and picks.
That's true.
I'm just saying that's what my expectations are with all this capital is at least. I prefaced it with at least 8-8. And I've always said in 2 to 3 years, we're a legitimate playoff contender.
Mine is 9-7. Minimum expectation.
I think we could legitimately challenge for a wild card spot next year. I mean, legitimate, and maybe even the division. Now that the evil empire's crumbled, you know what I mean?
I honestly think we're gonna win our division.
So, who crumbled the evil empire?
I think we did. We started
Tannehill. We put him in the coffin. Tannehill nailed it front.
No. Derrick Henry nailed it.
Derrick Henry nailed it shut.
Tannehill didn't do jack.
75 yards.
Hey, Tannehill had to throw that first touchdown to help out. He didn't pick up some third downs in the fourth. He made every throw he needed to.
No, he didn't.
You could, even if he only got 100 yards,
no, he didn't.
When they needed him, he came through. That's 7
of 15, 69 yards.
It was 8 of 15. Stop lying, man. You keep on going 7 to put him below 50% when he was 8 of 15. You want to see him.
Do y'all
They were
think they can
9
win
yards.
with the free agent market?
No.
What was that?
I
Do
don't
y'all
think
think they gonna really let Derrick Henry hit the free agent market?
No.
No, they ain't. They ain't gonna let Tannehill go either.
Hey,
No, they're gonna back up the bank
hey,
for both.
TD, would you entertain Derrick Henry if they let him walk?
Yeah.
Absolutely, but he gonna
Drop
cost
the
a lot.
bag.
Though. See, I feel better if we got the old line ready for him, but we ain't got it ready for him yet.
But TD, you
Now,
don't know. Again, bro, help is coming. Not today we don't. But
we
in
still
4
got
5 months we will.
we still got to see that help work.
I agree. But
You know,
help is coming. Anything, bro.
It's
It's
an
a
upgrade.
anything is an upgrade.
Yeah.
The thing
but
you
Derrick
guys got to
Henry,
realize is
yes,
Henry's
Derrick
got a
Henry is
lot of
generational.
miles. He's
What up, guys?
generational, but he's got a lot of miles on him already.
Yeah, I take them out. Them out is a Honda. They keep going.
Yeah.
So does Jonathan Taylor coming out of Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Taylor has a ton of miles, and
reason. I've been all down for Jonathan Taylor, but will we be able to get him at the 38th pick?
Nope.
I don't know. I don't know who's going to be the first running back to come off the board. It could literally be DeAndre Swift, him,
J.K. Dobbins,
Taylor Dobbins, or Etienne. It could really be anyone. Yeah, it's going to be watch KC. I think KC is going to move on a running back, and that's going to start.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So the reason, if you want to take over the helm, I want to know what y'all think about our defensive tackles. Godchild and Christian Wilkins.
Would you want to know what we think about Godchild and Wilkins?
Yeah, do y'all think we need to upgrade the DT position?
I don't think it's a necessity, man. I think Devin Godchild and Wilkins, like especially near the end there, Wilkins is really coming on. Like, I mean, we literally witnessed his breakout game, that game where he had the touchdown. People look at the offensive touchdown and forget what he was doing on the defensive side of that ball that game. And that guy was constantly pressuring. He had his sack. Like, I think we saw in the back half of the season, we saw Christian Wilkins start to develop into what we thought we were getting that anchored that line in Clemson. That's what I think with Christian Wilkins. So I think you keep staying the course. Like, I don't think we need to waste the draft pick on Derek Brown if that's where we're going with this question.
No, I wasn't going there. I was just curious because everybody kept saying that Christian Wilkins was a bust for some reason.
You can't listen. A defensive tackle, there's no way you can call him a bust. What were they calling him a bust halfway into a season? That's ridiculous. That's
all right, guys, I'm gonna watch the show.
We talked about TV, all these fans' expectations. Like, it's sometimes.
All right, guys, I'm gonna step out and watch the show. I'm trying to eat lunch.
What did he say?
He's stepping out.
I'm gonna step out. I'll watch the show from my phone, but I'm going to go eat lunch.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
All right. The
reason why I brought it up was this because I don't know if EM, can you hear us?
I can hear you, TD.
EM, you need to leave and come back because yours is broken up. It's not working. But EM sent us something that was shocking to me. I didn't even know this. It said Christian Wilkins and Devon Godchild were very underrated defensive tackle duo this season. They led all duos and tackles with 131. Both guys are phenomenal against the run and can provide pass rush when needed. Basically, they led all defensive tackles, their combination, in the entire league.
Well, TD, I have it here in my notes for our Tuesday night panel. So Christian Wilkins, yeah, we can hear you. So Christian Wilkins, in that game where he had the touchdown, he had 4 pressures, 3 run stops, 1 receiving TD and a sack. But here's a fun fact, TD. Christian Wilkins' 53 tackles are the most by any rookie defensive lineman in the NFL this season. So you anyone who calls him a bust, you don't know what you're looking at. That's all I can say.
Now,
you know what?
Give these guys.
in all fairness,
People forget how good that line was in Clemson, boys. That line in Clemson was disgusting, and he was the anchor.
And think about what kind of pressure he had on him to begin the season as a rookie.
Yep.
Because we had a lot of 3 and outs on offense. That means he spends a lot of time
on the field. Yep. No.
You know what I mean?
True.
And that's what we need to help out our D line out, running the ball, eating up some clock to where they ain't out there as much. That way they can grow. So we got to have that balance. I
agree.
Can you imagine how much better they're going to be when we don't exhaust them every game?
Or how much better if
and when we can consistently set the edge.
If there is an upgrade needed to be made, it's in the middle. I've been on record. I've been telling you all year, we need a true nose tackle. I like John Jenkins.
You say trade him for Pierce, right?
Him or him. I mean, it's several that I like, but I'm just blown away with Michael Pierce's tape. I think he would be, man, he's that Vince Wilfork presence that we lack in the middle of this defense. I mean, that would take our run game. We would go from the bottom half immediately overnight without even making additions on the edge to maybe even average, we go from the 31st to 15.
This is what I would do. If I was Flores, because of his defensive mentality, if we go free agency, if we can get Pierce or an edge rusher in free agency, I definitely think at 5, they're going to go Isaiah Simmons, because if you can get somebody to plug it up in the middle like Pierce, can you imagine what somebody like Simmons is going to do? Just free roaming, you know what I mean? Just coverage.
But again,
and he's very accurate on the blitz. I haven't watched him a lot. I've seen him get beat by tight ends, not by much. But I mean, he's got a high.
He's a true hybrid. He's a true hybrid too.
I get it.
He's a tribrid.
And I get Simmons. I'm
he's great.
I mean, he's talented. But again, I'm going from where this staff comes from, and they generally do not deviate off of certain principles that they have on their team. And if you look at New England's defense in the front 7, there's nobody from a physical standpoint. He's not, there's nobody. I mean, they're so much bigger, they're so much stronger than Jerome Baker. Isaiah Simmons could potentially be like on the interior now. And you're not gonna line him up as a primary edge rusher.
No,
I mean, he's way too small for that. He's too small for that.
I guess the way that I see it, you were talking about setting size, but I mean, in against Ohio State, he didn't look that much smaller. Like literally, if you go back and watch that game when they flipped the coin, those guys were. I mean, Simmons was not that small. So I disagree with you on the size thing. This is all that I'm saying is if Flo is the guy that I think he is, he sat back in New England. He already has all his base for how to coach a defensive scheme from Belichick. I think that he's got it in his mind that he can do it, and not only do it, but do it better with some type of creativity. And I think that he's going to think outside the box.
I think. Well, I'll tell you right now. I think number 5 is too high for Isaiah Simmons right now. I'll tell you that right now.
He took that approach with Jerome Baker, and Jerome Baker graded out, terrible against the run. So he took that same approach with Jerome Baker and tried to make him exactly that hybrid type of player in this 34 scheme. And how did that work out? So, again, I like Simmons as a prospect, but I just don't know if he's an ideal fit. Again, I definitely need to watch more tape on him. But I'm talking about from a taking on and winning and able to take on blocks and successfully win those individual battles with them interior guard, them interior offensive linemen. I don't know if he has that skill set at this point. I know Jerome Baker. That's obvious. I know he don't. So
we'll see. Simmons is going to be an edge guy, man. He's always going to be on the edge. Every now and then, I'm pretty sure they'll send him up the middle. But I'm just going to tell you from what I've seen, he's really good on the blitz, and he's a coverage guy.
Well, yeah, like that pick against Fields in that bowl game. in that playoff game, he was back as a safety, and he literally made the read and came all across, and he came right across the field to the sideline.
I get it. I understand, but I just question again. I just question: is he an ideal scheme fit? I mean, are you going to invest
I don't see them investing that high of a pick in them. So
I don't either.
I really honestly think, if you really want my honest opinion, it's going to be like this. If the Lions don't take Okudah and they take Brown, that 5th pick is going to come down to, is Andrew Thomas available? What is Tua's medical, or Okudah? Or they trade back. What
we are lacking from a physical standpoint, the ideal type of player that we are lacking is Tremaine Edmonds from Buffalo. He is the ideal from a physical profile standpoint. I mean,
there isn't a guy like that in this draft, bro, because Dylan Moses went back, and Kenneth Murray isn't that. Kenneth Murray isn't that.
Exactly. Yeah. Tremaine Edmonds is ideal in the middle of this defense, next to
you saying they're not coming out for the draft?
Dylan Moses isn't coming out in the draft.
Oh, wow.
No, Kenneth Murray is now the top graded linebacker, and he's definitely not Tremaine Edmonds. He's good, but he's not Tremaine Edmonds.
So, but again, we'll see. They might be blown. They might be in Esteban. He might. Your theory might be correct. He might be. He might view him in that same light. He might. But we'll see. But I just don't. I look at the profiles of our D line. You know what I mean? It matches up with what New England has from a height, weight, standpoint. The safety position, the cornerback position. They all match up similarity from a physical profile standpoint with New England's, except for the linebacker, except for Jerome Baker.
Let me throw you a wrench.
We'll see.
Let me throw you a wrench, because I love me some Isaiah Simmons. Me and Ball Game always go on about him. But I'll tell you this: I would draft Jerry Jeudy or CeeDee Lamb before I drafted Isaiah Simmons at 5. And that's not even a need. That's just because I wouldn't pass up on that talent for Isaiah Simmons at 5. And I love Isaiah Simmons.
I don't see that. I don't see that because not for what we need.
I'm saying what I would do. I'm saying it's not about a need. That becomes best player on the board, and the difference in the skill set at wide receiver. That, let me put it this way: CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy, they have the ability to be the 2 of the top 3 receivers in the league in 3 years. Isaiah Simmons, first of all, you're going to have to identify, where am I going to play him? Am I going to play him at linebacker? Am I going to play him at safety? Am I going to hybrid him? Then once you figure that out, I think you're going to get more of an impact on every game from guys like Jeudy and Lamb right away, especially, than you are going to get from Isaiah Simmons.
I can see us drafting Lamb just because of what he does on one-on-two, one-on-one. He breaks tackles. So, we don't have a whole lot of time to throw right now.
Yeah.
We don't have good protection.
I don't think we'll do it. I'm just saying what I would do.
Oh yeah.
That's why I said if you're not going a pressure player, you're not going Tua at 5. I'm trading out.
Or you know what? I wouldn't, if Thomas is there, and I would actually really sit and think about Tristan Wirfs because he'll still be on the board.
Not at 5. Not at 5.
Wirfs will be there at 5.
No, I'm saying I'm not selecting him at 5.
Well, Wirfs is going to go at like 6 or 7 anyways.
You think so?
Yeah, he's going to go high. I think Arizona's just going to walk on him. Arizona could be one of those 2 receivers we're talking about, or Tristan Wirfs. And I think it's going to be Wirfs because Murray was sacked 51 times this year.
Are we automatically saying that Jerome Baker isn't the guy and he needs to go?
No, I like it.
No. What I'm saying right now, what I'm saying is they need. I'm not saying he needs to go. I never said he needed to go. I just said, fine for him to be playing that many snaps, bro. I just don't think his skill set fits that interior position. It just doesn't, from a run defense standpoint. It just doesn't. And I'm not saying he needs to go. Find a different role for him, or platoon him. have him playing a certain percentage on the inside. I don't know. Find a role for him. Get creative. But for him to be playing that many snaps on the interior, and I think that in addition to the lack of edge setting, the lack of consistent edge setting on the outside, is the primary reason why our run defense is 32nd in the league. So I'm not saying get rid of him. Just get a player that again fits that physical profile, a player that's bigger, that's stronger, that can take on and eat up and successfully defeat blocks. You know what I mean? And platoon him. But I just don't think he's just not strong enough. He's too small to be warranting to be commanding that many snap counts on the interior of this defense. He's just not. He needs to be. Jerome Baker's skill set is better suited in a 4-3, a wheel linebacker, a weak linebacker in a 4-3 scheme. That's what his skill set is better suited for, in my opinion.
Wow. Interesting. Hey guys, and I hate for this to be the cutoff, but I'm over my time already. I'll see you guys tonight. I have to get out of here, go to dinner and everything. But I love y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in for this one. Man, I got to figure out a way to let y'all keep going even when I'm not here. We're going to figure that out, Ian and Reese and Esteban. But I appreciate you guys. Got to get out of here. Love y'all. Peace.
All right, bro.
I'm out, man.
All right. Take care, bro.
Yes.